Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Fuck with me, I be in the cut with a blunt. I be blowing tough, yeah. Purple runs, yeah. I be in the cut, smelling skunk, yeah. I be blowing tough. Lemon kush, yeah. I be in the cut with a blunt, yeah. I be blowing tough. Purple runs, yeah. I be in the cut, smelling skunk, yeah. I be blowing tough. Lemon kush,
yo. I always roll up before I enter the function. Everybody go nuts when they smell what I'm puffing, but in abundance. Stuffing pounds in my luggage, taking more trips to Cali since I stepped down from hustling. I know y'all ain't heard from me. I've been on my business tip. I don't sip a bit. Liquor get me sick as shit. But when the piff is lit, let me get intricate. My shit twisted, tight with a flow just like licorice. Now I'm just trying to get paid and smoke blunts. My first one was when I was bringing in cold lunch. If you ask me for work, you could get your whole bunch. Spark up and the homies pull out their gold fronts. Yeah, stay stuck in the couch, you won't budge. So I never land like a Dutch. Burn fingers, roach Olympics, no crutch. How you do that shit? I'm just giving it no fucks. Yeah, we got the bag on us. I ain't a crip, but I stay with a zip that's loped up. And in the crib, always stay with a bitch that's coked up. Shit, I told her to quit, but no luck.
You gonna get the whole damn name.
That KK like
Ray J.
AK-47 and that
Great Babe
amazing. Homie bought the big bag. Oh, you tryna blaze. Steady stacking chips on them
Lays days.
Dig.
Yeah, what up, y'all? It's Babylon 5 Podcast. It's your boy, Jermaine Event. Shout out to my boy, Sean Smart. If you guys didn't know, that was off of my last project, Still Bitter. It was the song called In the Cut, featuring my boy, Sean Smart. Shout out to Sean Smart. Blessing me with that verse there. That I just, blessed you all with. You're welcome. Let you guys hear that. This is episode 130. Ladies and gentlemen, we're calling this bad boy Same Animal. Different beast, same animal, which is a quote that originally came from Kobe Bryant. If you remember those commercials, the Kobe system had everybody in there. I remember it was like Kanye West, who we're going to talk about today. Aziz Ansari was on there. Serena Williams. Some other people. It was a lot of motherfuckers in there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers in there. It was pretty into the Kobe systems. Those Kobe system, the commercials, they were pretty funny back in the day. And he would say that this is how you become a different beast, same animal. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. And this is episode 130. I'm calling it that because, in the UFC 271 pre-fight press conference, Israel Adesanya used that quote as regarding when they asked him about Robert Whittaker's improvements over his last few fights, and he said, he's a beast. He's always been a beast. He's like, but I'm a different beast, or same animal, or some shit like that. He said, whatever. I think he said that, different beast, same animal. Said the exact quote. Just how he didn't switch it up, but that got me hyped. So, episode 130 is same animal. I just want to let you guys know that we're going to talk about this whole briefly. Well, as briefly as I can babble. We're going to talk about Kanye West and this whole Billie Eilish situation that was just recently brought to my attention. We're going to talk about UFC 271, obviously, headlined by Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker. As I just mentioned, as this episode is named after the quote from the press conference. And we're going to talk about UFC Vegas 48, ladies and gentlemen, which has a new main event. Brand new main event. We're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, I just want to say I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your week has been great. Like all your weeks. Every week you've ever had, I hope it's great. I hope your weeks are great. I hope your week are great. Your weeks. Sorry, I'm tripping. It just like when I'm looking in the camera, it seemed like it just got the light switched. I'm so sorry. I was looking at myself in the camera and the light switched. And I was like, did somebody just turn on the light? But there's nobody else here. So I started the trip. I'm so sorry. So I hope your week has been great, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this week here is going to be even better than last. You know, and I just hope it just keeps on improving. That's what I hope for you all. I mean that sincerely. And if you guys want to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5Pod. You can follow my personal account at My Name's Jermaine. You can email this podcast at Babylon5podcast@gmail.com. You could hit that like button anywhere you're listening to this podcast. If you're listening right now, go ahead and also search for In the Cut by Jermaine Events. Go ahead and do all the things. Do the due diligence, ladies and gentlemen. Lead the pack. Lead the what is it? I'm thinking of the campaign, the brigade. Is it the campaign? What would you call it? That I'm in my head. I'm imagining like Forrest Gump. Like once he starts running, and then a bunch of niggas just fucking jump on that thing. What is that whole phenomenon called? Y'all can lead the charge. Just hit that like button everywhere. Lead, cause a storm. Of Jermaine Event and the Babylon 5 podcast. If you guys are on Twitch, go ahead and follow your boy at twitch.tv/Babylon5. You know what's crazy is I intended to start a new character on 2K and stream on Twitch, and I did start a new character on 2K, but never streamed on Twitch. So maybe I'll give y'all some streams at some point. At some point in here. I got drafted to the fucking Pacers. My whole goal, I skipped the combine. I was like a late second round pick, like after just like I lost the first game of the fucking game. You're like playing in the college tournament. I lost that first game, got blown out. Not intentionally, got blown out. And I skipped the combine, and I was like, my goal here is to not get drafted. Then I could ball out in the G League and then decide where to play. But these punk-ass fucking Pacers drafted me. I don't even know. I don't even be watching sports like that. You know what I'm saying? Other than UFC, I haven't watched one basketball game. So I'm playing this game. It's the new game. I'm playing this game, and I was like, Rick Carlisle is the fucking coach of the fucking Indiana Pacers? When did that happen? I was like, who's coaching the Mavericks right now? Oh, shit. As a matter of fact, I think I remember that fucking Jason Kidd, now that I think about it. Jason Kidd is apparently the coach over there. I saw the fucking... Matter of fact, I can't say I didn't watch a game. I went to a game. We went and saw the fucking... I believe I said it here. We saw the Denver Nuggets play the Dallas Mavericks. Since we went to that game, I think we left early because it was a blowout. We went to that game. I saw that game. But I didn't even think about the fact that Jason Kidd was the coach and that Jason Kidd was there. That didn't even really occur to me until right now. That's interesting. Jason Kidd is the coach of the Dallas Mavericks. I just don't be watching like that. As I was saying to my wife, like, Next time niggas ask me why I don't watch fucking football anymore, I'm gonna be like, yo, it's been so long since I've seen it. I don't know any of the characters or any of the storylines that are going on right now. And I mean that sincerely. I don't know any of the storylines. There's a lot of storylines. I can't talk to niggas about football, like really talking about football, without them talking to me about, oh, did you see that Aaron Rodgers doesn't talk to his parents? Nigga, I don't care. I don't care. Like, that's not what I'm here for. That's where I left off, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if that's still a thing. He was still dating that girl from the newsroom. So that's where I left off. I left off, I think, before he started dating Danica Patrick. I heard that he was dating Danica Patrick, and or maybe that was before or after. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't watch it, but I don't know. Anywho, I might stream something on Twitch of some 2K with this new character. Playing with Indiana, because they do this whole thing where it's like you got beef with the coach, and it's like you could keep talking shit about the coach. But I was like, I'm trying to build chemistry with the team and score points. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it'll be detrimental to myself. But once I fucking score points and get my value up, I'm such a high-rated player right now already, because I bought that, like, whatever edition that gave you, like, extra fucking VC. It gave you a bunch of VC already to go with the game. It was like 50% off for that little bundle. So, yeah, I'm a high-rated player. So at this point, like, even if I get traded to a team I want to get traded to, like, I was trying to get to the Cavs. Even if I get there, at what cost, my nigga? At what cost? I hope they trade, because I'm going to demand that trade to Cleveland. And if I go to Cleveland, hopefully they trade me for a nigga like Kevin Love or something. Keep the rest of the team together. And we about to ball out in Cleveland. Cleveland, my nigga. If you niggas want to cop some merchandise, go to teespring.com/store/BOFpod-shop. And lastly, don't just be my Niji, be my patron. Go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod. Nah, I'm hype about 2K. I be getting into it. Y'all know what happened last time. I told you niggas. I was like drunk playing 2K, real excited, and when I went in there, I don't know why, it just like asked me, I don't know if I just clicked the wrong button or something, and it just like, I wasn't paying attention and I accidentally deleted my fucking, I was like, I think we were fucking undefeated. It was like 72-0. The season was almost over. I was playing on the fucking Celtics. I got drafted by the Celtics as a center, and we were fucking balling. So, you know, I got my heart broken. When I was drunk and accidentally deleted my whole fucking my player right at the end of the season, I was like, and it was like, there's no way to recover it. There's no way to recover it. It was just gone forever. All the VC that I had spent on there, it's not like, oh, well, here's the VC that you had, that you paid for, that you can just use on a new profile since you deleted that last player. They don't give you your VC back. It's just gone, all right? It's just gone forever. Say no to alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna try to be real careful with this character build here. Real careful. Before we go into the first topic, I'm gonna keep talking about this. I found out. So I've never played as anything other than I usually play a my player as a center, or when I'm feeling real frisky, power forward. Those other positions to me, it's just the players are just too fast. They're too fast. I'm gonna be honest. They're too fast. But right now I'm playing as a small forward, a 6'7" small forward. You know, just a little undersized small forward. He's got pretty decent speed and acceleration. But what I found out is the fucking dopest little badge that I've never even used before was glue hands, nigga. Glue hands allows you to fucking just catch the ball and immediately, like, put it up. Like, immediately. You catch that ball and bounce immediately. Before I had glue hands, nigga, it's like you get the ball, you catch, and even, like, you'll watch with other players when you, like, the computer players, they pass, and it's like a little moving around little situation. They catch it and, like, move. Glue hands, nigga. Glue hands, nigga. Use that badge. Glue hands, nigga. You gonna be like, holy fuck, these niggas done cheated the whole goddamn game. Use glue hands, because you catch the ball and it's like, fuck. The defense can't even react in time. I'm already, like, dunking all over everybody. They can't even react. I don't even have my standing dunk that high. But I'm just able to move so quickly because of glue hands. That badge is a cheat code like a motherfucker. Like, all them badges is lame. Fucking intimidation, I mean, I guess that could be a factor, but all those fucking badges that are giving you boost are fucking cheating ass fucking. It's cheating. It's cheating. Niggas ain't got badges. Give this nigga a boost at blocking shots all of a sudden. Oh, let me buy a bottle of Gatorade that give me a boost to block this nigga's shot tonight. I'm playing James Harden. Ain't a thing. But it's 2K. And right now, I don't know with this small forward, I'm balling. Low key. I usually ball out with a center, but my main issue with my center builds, they're defensive. And they don't shoot, they just dunk, get layups. My whole point as a center is to just get that contact. Get your big men off the court as quick as possible. Joel Embiid, getting 2 on him within the first 4 minutes is my goal. I don't want him going to that bench for a rest. I need him going to that bench early. Otherwise, you just can't slow him down. He's a big dude. He's fucking gigantic. Yo, the way niggas is played in this game, they're gigantic. Like, fucking Rudy Gobert, that nigga he didn't even jump. He just grabbed my shit out of the air, pause. I was like, what the fuck, nigga? I shot a mid-range, he ain't even jump, nigga. I was like, holy fuck, he's a monster. The size difference is fucking nutty, but yeah, I'm gonna post some shit. We'll see. I'm gonna go live. Especially because when I'm going to Vegas, at least, like, I get there Thursday. I got Thursday and Friday to just kick it. Definitely gonna be gaming it up at the telly. Because I ain't gonna have shit else to do. I'm paranoid. I ain't going nowhere, nigga. I'm staying in the telly. Just fucking gaming it, writing, making beats. That's the goal right there. That's what I plan to do. Maybe smoke a blunt or two. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the goals. Vegas, Nevada is a green state, so these are the kind of places that I like to travel to, are green states. So that's maybe then is when I'll post more. Cause I should probably bring my headset with me, even my camera, man. Maybe you guys will see me while I'm gaming. We can all hang out and talk, cause I'll be pretty bored. But so my wife brought to my attention the other day. I didn't even I wasn't even aware of this. I guess I'm not up with pop culture like that. I spend so much time just trying to fucking look at fucking MMA headlines. It's these days, it's like every other day. It'd be like, oh, Monday, this fight. 16 fights were announced. By Tuesday, 10 of those fights have been canceled. 3 of those fights have been like rearranged and reshuffled. And like the other ones are just going to go on as proceeded. But like, it's exhausting, ladies and gentlemen. So I wasn't aware of this whole, like, you know, I'm a Kanye stan, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Kanye stan. Wasn't at all aware of this Billie Eilish situation. My wife sends me a picture or sends me a screenshot of, it was Kanye saying that Kid Cudi is not going to be on the new Donda album that's going to come out because he's friends with Billie. And I'm just like, who? Because, you know, all I knew about Kanye right now is that Kanye's ex-wife or whatever, he's getting divorced from Kim. So I'm like, who the fuck is Billie? I don't understand who's this Billie person. My wife is like, Billie Eilish. And I was like, Billie Eilish? What does Billie Eilish have to do with Kanye West? And she explained this to me that Billie Eilish, he thinks Billie Eilish took a shot at Travis Scott at one of her concerts. Low key, I mean, yeah, she obviously did, but like, and she should. Everyone should. What happened at that fucking Astro World Festville Township was that it was fucking disgusting, all right? Everybody should be disgusted on it, and shame on, you know, not necessarily Travis Scott. I say the venue people who were in charge of all that, I honestly put it on them more than anything, you know what I'm saying? But this whole Kanye, Billie Eilish thing, man, it's not a good look. Because all Billie said was she stopped her show because there was a health emergency going on in the crowd. And she stopped her show and said, we're not, like, going until like, everybody's okay. And he's like, yo, I need an apology for that, or I'm not performing at Coachella, and I'm bringing this nigga with me. Nigga, this makes it seem like Kanye is fucking tone deaf as fuck, nigga. This is not the platform to stand on or whatever. It's not the hill to die on right here, man. What happened in that whole situation was gross. Like, this is not a good look, you know what I'm saying? The fucking boots, them Balenci boots with the blue jeans and the wife beater, though, that's a good look. That's a good look for Ye. But this is a terrible look, all right, for Kanye. This whole Billie Eilish situation. Like, I feel like if he even wanted to do concerts with Travis Scott so soon, like, I think that's a bad idea to do them so soon after the Astro World Fest Townshipville. They should, he shouldn't do it so soon. That's crazy. But he's like, I'm not performing at Coachella unless she apologizes, and I'm bringing this nigga with me. It's just weird, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. What happened at that show was pretty fucking gross. Alright, so I'm not focused on, oh my god, he's attacking this person. I'm attacking, I'm looking at this for, like, the content of what was said. It doesn't matter to me of somebody's sex, race, or age on either side. I'm just looking at the content of what's going on here. All right, so that's where we're at with that. So I just feel like he's just tone deaf because Travis Scott just needs to chill out, even though it's not his fault, in my opinion, about everything that happened. I don't know, people who, I heard a lot of people, like, in referring to the Travis Scott situation, I saw videos on TikTok, people were like, Travis Scott did not care, people were screaming, like, stop the show, and he just kept going. I'm like, y'all niggas is dumb. It's like, first off, alright, I feel like them niggas is the fucking layman. If you said that, it's the mind of you're coming from the mind of a layman, alright? Because I don't know, it's just like you're coming from just an audience member. You're not coming from the sense of Travis Scott. You don't know his perspective. And what I'm saying is that, first off, if like from my experience, when you're on that stage, it's so fucking bright. You could probably see like 30 to 40% of the audience if you're lucky. If you're lucky, you see like 30 to 40% of that audience. Like, if you're fucking lucky. Alright, that's first off. So he probably could barely see half of the chaos that was going on in there. Secondly, like, there's only like 4 or 5 different voices tops that I've heard in those voices of in those videos of people saying like, yo, stop the concert. I've only heard like, I feel like I'm being generous when I say 4 to 5 voices tops when you watch those videos, which is pretty dumb that people even made that argument, that people were screaming, stop the concert, because number 3, like, ladies and gentlemen, this nigga is a professional artist. He's at a fucking high level. Most artists at a fucking high level use inner ears. What are inner ears, you ask? They're a fucking piece of equipment that kind of look like earbuds, right? And it's like a radio type shit situation. You put them in your ear as the artist, boop, and it makes it sound like right here with like as if I'm in a studio. I got my compression. All that other shit is tuned out. It sounds like it's just me there, not this whole audience and all this loud noise, so that I'm not sitting there screaming, trying to scream over the whole crowd. That's how most of the top artists perform. If you go just look up a video of any of your favorite artists performing live, and you'll see that shit in their ear. They can't necessarily hear the whole audience like that, but that's why you'll see a live performance and people are like, turn up the speaker, turn up the speaker, because they can't hear it. They can't hear themselves. Well, it's the way the stage is set. That speaker, that monitor in front of them that's blasting out into the crowd, it doesn't really connect with the speakers that are feeding into him. It's just like a whole weird system. And it's like, so the microphone speaker, the sound that's being sent out to them, he can't hear it. The artist yourself can't hear it. So they use top artists, get these inner ears so that they can hear themselves, and they won't be sitting there screaming like, hey, turn this up, blah, 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 and they can just hear themselves, so that way they can perform as if it's just them in the studio. That's why it sounds so good when you see top artists perform, because they have the inner ears in. Which is what I'm saying, is that these people screaming, oh my God, like, stop the show, and people were like, dude, there's people in the video screaming, stop the show, and he just didn't even care. It's like, most likely, he could not hear anybody screaming because he's a professional artist, and he has inner ear. That's the one thing there, is that, like, y'all don't even understand what you're looking at. It's like as if, like, you had no knowledge of a person being deaf, and you try to communicate with a deaf person, and they're not responding to you, and now you're of the opinion that they're just ignoring you, because, and that's your opinion, right? That's your opinion, that they're just ignoring you, but you don't even have the knowledge to know what's actually going on here. You didn't even know. Oh, you're unaware that people can be deaf. You know what I'm saying? That he can't hear you. So yeah, you're trying to communicate, and you're sitting there like, why wouldn't this person respond to me? I was talking to them. I kept saying this. You know what I'm saying? That's your perspective on it. That's why I'm trying to say, like, these inner ears, like, they couldn't hear, like, he could not hear these people for the most part. Maybe somebody could say something to him in the inner ears. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, I don't know. But back to Ye. This shit is weird, man. Like, he definitely should not have taken this stance. Like, I feel like we had just got Ye back. We just got Ye back with Donda. And then he got a divorce. He's doing the whole divorce thing. And now he went all the way left again. And it's like, God damn it, Ye. God damn it, Ye. I don't think we needed Ye to be here. Ye needs to chill out. Because I feel like we just got Ye back, and he'll never be president at this rate. So Ye needs to just chill out right now. He needs to apologize. He needs to apologize to Billie Eilish. He needs to, like, just, if he apologized to Billie Eilish, everybody would be like, holy fuck. Kanye West just apologized. The biggest asshole in America just apologized. He needs to do that because he's 100% in the wrong, but he needs to apologize and then just fall all the way back for a little bit, my niggas. Stop, deactivate your Twitter, get off Insta, just fucking fall stop rapping about Pete Davidson, my nigga. I heard one song where he said, God save me from the crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass. Alright, if you didn't know, Kanye West famously had his song Through the Wire where he's rapping about how he got in a car crash and his mouth was wired shut. He recorded the song while his mouth was wired shut. Through the Wire. And he raps, God save me from the crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass. And then there's a song, I guess, on 5EO Foreign's album I was reading where he raps about, like, having goons pull up to SNL and, like, it's death on his arrival. I didn't hear the song, but, like, because the lyrics say SNL, I'm just imagining he says arrival, because it would just make sense to say it that way. I haven't heard it. I'm just guessing. This nigga needs to chill out. Stop writing about Pete Davidson, alright? If you're gonna fight the nigga, okay? Stop writing about Pete Davidson. This is some completely other shit right now, alright? This is some other shit. It's low-key hoe shit. Stop writing about Pete Davidson. That's weird, bro. Like, either fight this nigga or stop writing about Pete Davidson. Nigga, chill out. Yo, UFC 271. So Joe Rogan gets replaced the day before the show. It was announced during the week that Joe Rogan would be on the commentary team as per usual, unless he says, hey man, I gotta go hunting or something like that. Like, then he's not there. But it was announced that he would be on the commentary team. And then the day before the show, it was announced that Joe Rogan suddenly had a scheduling issue. I never saw anything that said what the scheduling, nobody has released what the scheduling issue was. And I could have sworn, all I saw last night, Joe Rogan tweeted out during the fights, because there was a We Want Rogan chant. And it's like, so is Rogan watching the fights right now? What is he doing? What is the scheduling issue? Well, we all know what happened, man. It's a crazy storm of what's going on. I was also talking to my wife about it, because as I said to you guys, when Joe Rogan came to town, my wife, knowing that I would listen to his podcast, bought tickets. But as I said to you guys, I only watched the MMA episodes or maybe the comedy episode. It was a comedian or MMA. I would listen to those episodes. All that other shit, I was like, I don't know who this random doctor is, so I didn't listen to that episode. I didn't know who the fuck, at the time, literally at the time, I didn't know who the fuck the Proud Boys were. It didn't sound interesting to me. Didn't listen to that episode. So when people would be like, fuck Joe Rogan, I would be like, what are you talking about? Like, Joe Rogan's dope. As I said to you guys. But my point in saying this, again, I said this to you like last week and the week after that. My point in saying this is that Joe Rogan has since apologized for the shit. And it's funny because I even brought it up to my wife. I was like, I don't know if you remember like Joe Rogan's routine, but the whole routine was about how like people are trying to cancel him for shit that he's saying on his podcast. And then I was like, and pretty much his whole apology was verbatim his fucking stand-up act. Like, his stand-up act was like, it's just me, my podcast was just me and my friends hanging out saying the goofy things and then blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I've used this word, but only in a way to, like, you literally verbatim, his act was the apology. Bruh, it was crazy to me to see. I watched that video, I was like, I didn't like post it and say anything at the time. I was just like, that's literally his act. That's his whole act. Nigga, like, that apology is his whole act. I was like, was I being conditioned to hearing this apology? Because the whole act was, well, he had that Tony Hinchcliffe who had the same fucking act. Was like, oh, people are trying to cancel me for things I'm saying on podcasts. And then Joe Rogan comes out, people are trying to cancel me for things I'm saying on podcasts. And like, Joe Rogan even literally said, like, he was like, I've used the N-word, but only like in an appropriate way when I'm just trying to like tell a story of blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I didn't think it was that bad until I saw a compilation video. And he was like, by the third minute, even I'm like, Jesus Christ, Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was part of the whole thing. This whole storm and everything, it was all a part of his stand-up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are putting out the videos, or sharing the videos of all these crazy things that he was saying. And it was all a part of his stand-up. The act and the reaction and the apology is literally all in the act. It's fucking nutty. So we had UFC 271, as I was saying. We had no Joe Rogan. We had fucking, what's his name? Michael Bisping stepped in. What did this nigga said? He said a word that I was like, that ain't no word. And I just gotta know what that word was. It was really, because he was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if Bisping was the best person to be on there like that. Like, he was just, I don't know, man. I don't know. His vocabulary is weird. I don't know. But I don't know who would be better than him. He said disorientated. That's what Bisping. He said, and he was like, he already got hit. He got hit by the first punch, and now he's disorientated. I was like, what disorientated? He's disorientated, my nigga? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know niggas was out here getting disorientated. But he said it with so much confidence, my nigga. He said it with so much confidence. Disorientated. You know what's funny? I said last week how hype I was about this fight, and when Israel Adesanya said in the interview, he was like, what did Robert do? Reinvent the jab? That's what he said, right? And I said, holy fuck, he's about to beat this nigga's ass again, right? That was my assumption based off of Izzy's, like, oh, maybe everybody has low standards, I have high standards about Robert's boxing improvements. And in the first round, Izzy is he's switching stance. He'd switch southpaw, kick, like the inside of Rob's lead leg, switch to orthodox, kick the outside of Rob's lead leg, like consistently, then popping him with some jabs. He was all over this nigga in the first round. He dropped that nigga with a straight left in there. It looked like Izzy was just playing. He was all over him in the first round. I scored that shit at 10-8, and I'm sitting here like, fuck. I was right. Izzy was right. He was like, what did this nigga do? Reinvent the jab. Low key, though, second round, Rob starts coming on and attacking, and it's just a better fight. The fight goes all 5 rounds. Rob is landing he's snapping Izzy's head back at some point. And I was watching the Weasels analysis, and what it was, the main key thing is that when Izzy would throw a right hip feint, Robert Whittaker would throw out a double jab. And the double jab was constantly catching Israel Adesanya. Pre-fight, Adesanya said, what did he do? Reinvent the jab? And the one thing that kept fucking him up was a double jab, nigga. I just thought that was pretty interesting. But by the sounds of it, it would kind of say to you that Robert Whittaker won this fight. But no, ladies and gentlemen, by unanimous decision. I scored the whole fight 48-46 for my man Israel Adesanya. And because so yeah, I'll go through my scoring. So I had a 10-8 first round. Second round, I gave the second round to Izzy. So at that point, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's 2017 at that point. It's already 2017. And then I gave Izzy the third round. And people were saying that round could have gone either way. I gave it to Israel Adesanya. So for me at that point, it's 30-26. And then I gave the last 2 rounds to Robert Whittaker with an ending score only possible of, well, for him, the highest that he could get at that point is 46 on my scorecard. So at that point, he would need 2 10-8s or a finish in those rounds on my scorecard to have won. But he lost by unanimous decision, regardless of how I feel. And it was a great fight. It was a great fight. He looked much improved. He was able to get some takedowns on Izzy. Izzy was able to get up. Robert was attacking some submissions. Izzy was doing some things in there, man. It was pretty good. Izzy, like the first 2 rounds, was coming out real aggressive. Said he had dangerous intentions, but like by the 3rd round, you know what I'm saying, Rob is snapping that head back with that jab. He's finally in a rhythm. He's finally able to do some things, man. Shout out to Robert Whittaker. Shout out to Israel Adesanya. It was a great fight. They're both great fighters. That whole fight gave me fucking goosebumps. Like, when it was over, before they even read the card, I was just like, fuck, I'm so happy that fight is done. Like, I just like these fighters so much, and I'm like, we don't need that anymore. I mean, it's gonna happen again by the looks of it. But I was like, fuck, I'm happy that's over. Like, I don't know how much more of that fight I could have taken. Gave me goosebumps the whole time. Izzy says he's fighting in June. He also says there's no pay-per-view in June. They have pay-per-view scheduled for July already. So if they already got July and May scheduled, but no June, then that kind of seems like there's no pay-per-view in June, because they already got the numbers. You know what I'm saying? They already got them numbered. It's UFC 276 in July, and now Izzy's calling for a brand new pay-per-view to happen in June. So I don't know. Maybe he gets his wish. Maybe he doesn't. But he says he's fighting in June, though there is no current pay-per-view. But he claims that he will be fighting again in June. Hamzat Shemaev chimes in immediately and says Izzy has no wrestling. Says it'd be easy money for him and he'd finish Adesanya in the very first round. I'm not saying he wouldn't, all right? I'm saying I'd like to see him try. I'd love to see him try. I think he possibly could, man. That fucking Chechnyan, Dagestanian fucking wrestling, just the best. Just the best wrestling you could get out here in MMA, and we all know how good this. We see it. We see him training at Tiger Muay Thai. We see it. We see him in Thailand with Faizeev and all these people. He's dominating Bellator champions. We're seeing this. We know he's about to whoop Gilbert Burns' ass. Gilbert Burns is a fucking lightweight. You think Hamzat's gonna make lightweight anytime soon? He's huge. He's bigger than Jack Hermanson. Jack Hermanson fights at 185. Hamzat is fighting at 170, and he's looking at fucking Adesanya like, yo, that's light work. That's light work. First round finish. Like, I'd love to see him try, man. But I was like, I'm hyped for that fight, man. I'm hyped for that fight. This is a great fight. I'm hyped to see what happens here. Hamzat is talking shit to both Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya, and I'm hyped for all of it, man. Last week I said that Derek Brunson would beat Jared Cannonier in my pick because I felt like the wrestling was going to be there. I was like, he's going to be successful in his attempts. And he was successful in his attempts. Unfortunately for him, I'm not sure exactly what happened, if it was the gas tank or maybe he got hit with a punch that really got him off balance. He wasn't able to get his bearings back. But it kind of looked like when he was going for the takedowns, it took a lot of effort to get some of those takedowns, and he wasn't able to hold Jarrett down. He kind of gassed out and was just like a sitting duck. At the end of the first round, he knocked Cannonier down with a hook, or I believe it was a hook that was with a right hook. Yeah, knocked him down with a right hook, took his back, and attempted to choke, but there just wasn't enough time on the clock. And then by the second round, man, Brunson is just like, well, he started the round, he just shot late. He shot from a mile away is how that round started. I was like, damn, he didn't even set that up. He just like, whoop, shot for it, and he was able to get him down, but Jarrett got right up. And then at that point, Brunson just kind of like, just looked real fucking labored, was moving funny, couldn't really, like, I don't know, man. He looked pretty bad, and he ended up getting finished by Jared. Jared Cannonier hit him with an elbow, back fist. Then Brunson's corner ultimately throws in the towel, but like not before Jared was able to land some elbows and knock Brunson unconscious on the ground. It was a good fight. Shout out to Jared Cannonier, who demands the attention of Dana White in his post-fight interview, and he says, I'm next. I get the next title fight. And Dana White gives him the thumbs up. Adesanya says after he won his fight that he wants to fight Cannonier next. And he says he wants to fight him in June. If that's the thing that's going to happen, then sure enough, I would love to see them fight. I mean, I would watch them fight whoever they're going to fight, you know what I'm saying? But I would love to see Cannonier versus Israel Adesanya. I was hoping Cannonier beat Robert Whittaker, and we saw this fight this time, but unfortunately that's not how that happened, unfortunately. Derek Brunson says he's retiring in 2 fights, regardless. He said that before this fight, so seeing how this fight ended, I'm not sure what's next for Blonde Brunson. I haven't seen anything yet. But I wouldn't mind seeing one more fight of Blonde Brunson, or just Brunson in general, you know. So I said last week, like, that did it really matter who won between Tai Tuivasa and Derek Lewis? And honestly, my whole thinking was Derek Lewis was going to go in there and knock this man out in the first round. I didn't think Ty was on his level, and Ty fucking knocks Derek Lewis out with a fucking stiff elbow in the second round, I believe. I got fucking hyped for that. Shout out to Tai Tuivasa on just knocking out Derek Lewis. My one thing with Tai Tuivasa, though, your boy just kept... He would have Lewis against the fence, and he would just, like, reach out his hands on top of the fucking octagon, grab a hold of the top of the fence, and then pull himself in for a knee. Would knee Derek Lewis, and he'd pull himself in for punches, pull himself in for, like, he did this like 3 or 4 times before the ref even said anything to him. I was like, what the fuck? And he kept, like, going back to it. He would, like, just briefly grab the fence to pull himself in and then move his hand down. I was like, dude, this nigga's cheating hard as a motherfucker. So he ultimately knocks out Derek Lewis, but I'm not letting it go that this nigga was cheating the whole way there. Okay? Not letting it go. Shout out to Bobby Green. I said to you guys last week, I felt like Bobby Green was just much better than Nasrat Haqparast, and sure enough, he put it on him. People were calling it like the performance of Bobby Green's career. I feel like he's looked a lot better in other fights, but welcome to the party, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the bandwagon. Bobby Green looks great. They were talking about, commentary teams talking about how he needs to be ranked next. As I was saying to you guys, I felt like he beat Rafael Fiziev. He should be fighting RDA, but it is what it is. Maybe he will. Who knows? Maybe something will happen. But shout out to Bobby Green on his big win, and can't wait to see him fight again, man. People, the Weasel mentioned, like, as his suggestion, like Bobby Green versus Drew Dober, man. I would love to see that fight. I would really love to see that fight. So next week we got UFC Vegas 48. That was originally supposed to be headlined by RDA versus Rafael Fiziev. And that, very fortunately for your boy, has been moved to UFC 272 as the co-main event. It will remain a 5-round fight, co-main event in Las Vegas. So shout out to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy for that. I'm excited for that fight right there. Give me 2 5-round fights at least. You know what I'm saying? To justify the trip. Just to justify the trip. So the new main event is Johnny Walker versus Jamal Hill. I would say things have not been trending too well for Johnny Walker. Once he got to that higher echelon of competition, man, things just like have not looked too good for him. His last win was Ryan Spann, and he was honestly about to be finished in that fight. He was knocked down. He was hurt pretty bad, like a couple times in that round, and then was able to pull it off, man. So, did I say Ryan Spann? yeah, Ryan Spann, against Ryan Spann. And I think if he's as cautious as he was against Thiago Santos, man, he definitely loses here. So, I think he's got to throw in some very unorthodox shit that he was known for on the come-up to keep Jamal Hill from hitting him with something clean, because I think Jamal Hill has the skill and the power to finish Johnny Walker. So I'm going with Jamal Hill in here. I just think, everything to me tells me Hill's got it. I think Walker, I don't know. He's a good fighter, but I don't know. I just don't think he wins here. But I think if you guys would like to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5pod. You can follow my personal accounts at My Name's Jermaine. You can email this podcast at Babylon5podcast@gmail.com. And you can hit that like button if you've made it here so far with me. I appreciate you so much. Hit that like button wherever you're listening to this podcast. I appreciate it. If you guys are on Twitch, go ahead and follow me at twitch.tv/Babylon5. Go ahead and cop some merchandise. Go to teespring.com/store/BOFpod-shop. And lastly, don't just be my Niji, be my patrons. Go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod and be my patrons. Thank you guys so much for being here on episode 130. It's episode 130, ladies and gentlemen. Same animal. And I'm up out of here. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you when I see you. I'll holla.
Yeah, I'll be in the cut with a blunt. I'll be blowing tough, yeah. Purple runs, yeah. I'll be in the cut. Smelling skunk, yeah. I'll be blowing tough. Lemon kush, yeah. I'll be in the cut with a blunt, yeah. I'll be blowing tough. Purple runs, yeah. I'll be in the cut. Smelling skunk, yeah. I'll be blowing tough. Lemon kush. I be on my Donkey Kong yellow cartridges with expansion pack. I got everything you need. Little nostalgia, bring it back. I'm R&B on Sunday morning at my auntie house. Catfish and greens, nah I mean. We come from the south, laborers and slaverers made me strong today. Niggas see this shit in black and white. I'm living in the gray. Only time I'm seeing color when I'm off that purple haze. But right now I'm off that lemon cause he sold it yesterday. Couple cartridges from Illinois, legal tree around the way. Fuck it dog, I am the boy. Fuck that shit you trying to say. Y'all can't even fuck with Jay, that's hardly an event. I just black out on these posters, so I'm on the stage spent. Not religious, so I would've gave that bottle up for Lent. Trying to make my own money like I'm working at the Mint. Trying to take my mama's cooking, cause I know you smell the scent. Need my wifey if you ever try to fuck with me. Yeah, I be in the cut with a blunt. I be blowing tough, yeah. Purple runs, yeah. I be in the cut. Smelling skunk, yeah. I be blowing tough. Lemon kush, yeah. I be in the cut with a blunt, yeah. I be blowing tough. Purple runs, yeah. I be in the cut. Smelling skunk, yeah. I be blowing tough. Lemon kush,
yo. I always roll up before I enter the function. Everybody go nuts when they smell what I'm puffing, but in abundance. Stuffing pounds in my luggage, taking more trips to Cali since I stepped down from hustling. I know y'all ain't heard from me. I've been on my business tip. I don't sip a bit. Liquor get me sick as shit. But when the piff is lit, let me get intricate. My shit twisted, tight with a flow just like licorice. Now I'm just trying to get paid and smoke blunts. My first one was when I was bringing in cold lunch. You asked me for work, you could get your whole bunch. Spark up, and the homies pull out their gold fronts. Yeah, stay stuck in the couch, you won't budge. So I never land like a Dutch. Burn fingers, roach Olympics, no crutch. How you do that shit? I'm just giving it no fucks. Yeah, we got the bag on us. I ain't a crip, but I stay with a zip that's loped up. And in the crib, always stay with a bitch that's coked up. Shit, I told her to quit, but no luck. Yeah, I tried that KK like Ray J, AK-47 and that great babe, amazing. Homie brought the big bag, oh you tryna blaze, steady stacking chips on them Lay's days, you dig?